In this video, we are going to talk about some of the major events of the Victorian era and their effect on literature. So, Victorian literature is just literature written during the reign of Queen Victoria in Great Britain. My favorite British comedian, Eddie Izzard, refers to Queen Victoria as one of England's more frumpy queens. You can take a look at her picture and decide for yourself. So, Queen Victoria reigned from 1837 to 1901. Currently, her reign is the longest of any British monarch, 63 years and 7 months. So let's get going and talk about some major events during the Victorian era. The first major event I want to talk about is population growth. There was a huge growth in the population of England. During Queen Victoria's reign, the population of England grew at an astounding rate. It more than doubled, from 14 million to 32 million people. How do you think that this would affect living conditions? Take some time to think about it. The next major event were advances in technology. There were very significant improvements. This was known as the Industrial Revolution. Because the Victorian era slightly overlaps with Britain's Industrial Revolution, it completely changed the way people lived, worked, and traveled. These improvements in technology offered a lot of opportunities for the people in England. So you might say, what is the problem? However, it also represented a major upheaval in regards to how people lived their lives and interacted with the world. Those of us who are alive before the internet should be able to relate. I mean, think about it. The internet has positives and negatives. Positive, it has made a lot of things easier, but it's also brought a lot of issues about personal privacy, how we communicate, and the potential for terrible things like identity theft. The Industrial Revolution brought a lot of great things, but it also made some problems for people. This would affect what people wrote in literature. Another characteristic of the Victorian era were their changing worldviews. In addition to the major developments in technology, there were new emerging scientific beliefs like Charles Darwin's theory of evolution, and those things were changing how people in England thought about themselves and how they interacted with the world around them. Most notably, a lot of people were distancing themselves from the church. You may remember that other literature we've read has been very religiously focused and also very pro-government. The religion that you will read in the Victorian era will be markedly different. Finally, there were very poor conditions for the working class. The Industrial Revolution led to the huge distance between the haves, the people that have money, and the have-nots, those that do not. And this grew at a very high rate. A lot of people, especially artists like writers, felt obligated to speak out against these things. They thought that they were societal injustices, which, if you followed any of the "We Are the 99% movement, it might sound familiar to you of things that are happening right now. This isn't obviously an exhaustive list of things that were happening during the Victorian era, but it's just meant to give you a sense of what was going on and how that would have inspired the writers of that time to write about what they do. So, while you read the literature in this section, think of these events and how they are evident in the writing.